Hello everyone and welcome to Authentic Racing Competition Round 3 in China for qualifying the day of the performance update for this league. Of course, using realistic performance means that some teams will lose some pace, some teams will gain some pace, and we'll definitely see a mix-up in the championship order.
Okay, so Illusion Bull has just joined, just waiting for him to get. There he is in his car, so everyone can ready up.
Okay then.
So yeah, I'm out of questions. I wanted to ask you a question, but I don't have a question.
Okay, I'll ask one then, shall I? Where do you expect
Yeah.
Ferrari will be today? Do you reckon they're going to be Q3, or do you reckon they're going to be struggling to get there?
Well, I've tried with some lads from this league, such as Karam, KJ Elting, and SH at Berliner. I've tried some trial and qualifying, but the Ferrari is just so slow everywhere that I think they may not get into Q3.
Wow.
Or Buyurot could pull off a miracle. That would be awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's really is going to be strange seeing the order so changed. But yeah, Racing Point is going to be a big thing to watch because they become sort of the new Ferrari, sort of just being sort of the outside of the podiums.
Alright. And we're into this session. So, what were you saying again?
Racing Point going to be a big thing.
Oh yeah,
Will they be able to
I
challenge?
saw Monster. I saw do a 29.0. That is faster than my Mercedes personal best.
Wow, this definitely could be interesting. This is the thing because we've got so many sort of very strong drivers in these midfield teams. Like this update, it could bring sort of new podium contenders very much into the fight. I mean, it'd be great. It'd be very sort of strong from Ferrari if they can continue to fight for the podiums, show their driver's skill. Because I think it's fair to say that car is no longer a car, sorry, capable of getting podiums. I think the only consistency here is Mercedes' domination. Although perhaps Red Bull will get a bit closer. I'm surprised with the performance update, because I don't know what other people think, but for me, Codemasters have done a classic Codemasters and got it all wrong. Because I think Ferrari have got off very lucky because they've ended up 4th best, when I think in real life it's fair to say that they're at least 5th best. When you sort of work it out between the two drivers, of course Leclerc doing a great job in real life, but sort of across the two drivers, that Ferrari is, I wouldn't say 4th best car, and I would say the Red Bull's not far ahead of the midfield. But Verstappen's just, I think it's fair to say Verstappen is a great driver who is going to win many championships. So I think it's fair to say that he is dragging that car up into the front fight.
Yeah, well, I agree Oh, Mike Hennings just spun on the main straight. He's kept it.
How have they, were they warming up their tyres or something?
Yeah, they're warming up their tires and they had their DRS open and they just clipped across slightly, or the white line. So they just spun.
Wow.
It's quite weird to see.
Alfa Williams going quite slowly on the back straight. Who will be the first to start the lap? Is that a Racing Point already starting, or is that AlphaTauri?
No, that's the AlphaTauri at turn 1 and 2 right now.
So that is Felix. Let's see what they can do. AlphaTauri, I don't think much changed for them in this performance update. Perhaps also getting a bit close to Ferrari. I would have guessed they've probably pulled out a bit of a gap on Haas and Alfa Romeo, who in previous races they've been quite close with. So that could be very interesting to see maybe AlphaTauri sort of come into their own area, easily getting into Q2, I would imagine now. Williams, I think they could be a big surprise, perhaps challenging with Alfa Romeo, because rounds 1 and 2 Williams haven't really been on Alfa Romeo's pace. With this latest update, I think Haas and Alfa Romeo could fall into the clutches of Williams, but of course it's all going to come down to driver talent now. That's going to be the big thing.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen it, but I've posted a performance chart.
Yes, I have seen, yeah. Probably should have been looking at this for the actual event.
Well, I'm not looking at it currently, to remind me of doing that. That is actually very helpful.
Yeah. I probably get the comments up so I can see what people are saying. I'm not used to being the one that streams, so just in case anything is being said, I'll just keep an eye on. So we've got prediction for quali, and just yeah, that's pretty much it at the moment. As Felix goes to the top of the timings, way ahead, over 2 seconds ahead of the Williams. If that's actual pace there, that is, which it does look to be by the as their legend just ruins all our fun and has to go P1. Yeah. Although Nick has done a great lap there, as Yuri's done an even better lap. Wow, as to these drivers, like these guys are just going quicker and quicker and quicker.
Hank Peter has spun, I think, at the final, the penultimate corner. Yeah, his front wing is broken.
Oh, well, that's a bit. How's he done that? How's he lost all of his front wing there?
Yeah, well, at the exit, I suppose.
Maybe he sort of just spun it up and into the inside wall.
Yeah,
that's the only guess I could have.
All right, so who do you think will go out in this qualifying session?
I think it's definitely going to be the Williams cars. I feel like Alfa Romeo and Haas are going to be fighting for that as well. It's going to be between those 4 cars to fight their way into Q2.
Yeah. You know, Haas has a really strong lineup today with a reserve S8 Berliner. He's done quite well in Formula EuroLeague and VRL for the races he's raced in so far. So yeah.
It is, you know, I've seen some great drivers out here, much quicker drivers than I'm used to commentating on and watching, which is very nice to see. Just seeing these cars just going so quick, it's insane how quick some of these drivers are, and it's great to see them all sort of in this one place, and with sort of this realistic system we've got going on, which makes it obviously so authentic, is that it's almost like if this was real life F1, it's these guys are really fighting, and it is sort of the best of the best are up at the front of the grid, which is what makes this so amazing to watch.
Yeah. McLarens are close to each other for some reason.
Let's see, is any... Oh, yeah, they are very close. What's going on here?
A great story about one of the McLaren drivers is that Ashy Boy has just bought a new PS Plus, so he's just about able to drive today.
That is good to hear. Where have you got the... I'll try and quickly get it up now, the performance chart. Just so I can see sort of where all the teams are. Yeah, I think McLaren definitely could be contending with Ferrari here. If Russell and Ashy Boy are able to contend. It comes down to obviously drivers now, I feel. After this latest update, I feel like the driver means so much more now, because of how close some of the teams are. Like, you could, I mean, to be fair, you could, if you had the best driver in the league in the AlphaTauri, they could probably contend with the Ferrari. And that's a bit of a shock, having the best driver in an AlphaTauri, but, and other sort of, I mean, you could have the best driver in the league in a Haas, and I think they could fight up at the front. But yeah, we're going to have to wait and see, really.
Alright, so, few drivers on their laps. It's really busy at the last or the snake corner at sector 3. That is, I don't know. It was weird.
Well, purple sector 1 there for Wushel. I don't know if that's a glitch or not. Not sure. With every new update, comes new glitches.
Where's Wushel? Oh, he's, I don't know, 24.1. I don't think that's a...
Purple
no,
sector.
Artable Gamers done a faster lap. Legend was 5/10 quicker in the first sector, so... yeah, unfortunately, this game has a lot of glitches. So, annoying. Matthias, the Haas team boss, asked if you can watch with Illusion Ball. But he's in the pits.
So... Oh, he's in the pits at the moment. You can have a look at the... Oh, he's on his way out, I think. I didn't know he's going in, sorry. House Garage is all the way at the end. I'll get the YouTube comments up now. If the stream starts to lag, say in the comments, because it's probably because I'm streaming and watching the stream at the same time, please, and helping. Here's Pollution Ball pulling into the pit garage. Who else is out at the moment? Everyone on these softs for Q1 at the moment. Someone wanting to see Yuri. Let's go have a look at Yuri, shall we? Out on track at the moment in Sector 1 through these painfully long corners. Just waiting through these corners just to get back out onto a piece of track where you can press that throttle pedal all the way to the bottom of the car. Through turn 6, back into this long flowing section here. It's actually quite a nice part of the track. A track that isn't loved by all, but it's definitely mixed F1 opinion by the fact that it can create a great race or a terrible race. I'm sure tomorrow it'll produce a great race and fit with all the other previous races we've had so far this season. Getting kind of annoyed with this glitch that I've got every single time a driver goes through a sector line. It says they've done a purple sector, which is not very accurate. As this is going to be a great slipstream here for Yuri from one of the Red Bulls. Which Red Bull is that? KJ Eltink or is it Jamil? I'm not sure there.
That is KJ.
Okay. Yeah, I should have worked that out. Also, that's a big slide there. Coming out of the hairpin. Into the final corner. Well, this lap put them. It will put them... I don't think that was an improvement, or I don't think that was an improvement.
I think it was invalidated.
My screen
because
does not
I didn't
show
see
that.
anything. But Berliner is in a P7.
Ooh, that is a great job.
In a Haas, so
yeah. Haas seemed to have, like, no offense to the other drivers, but in the midfield, Haas seemed to be have one of the strongest driver pairings because that car is consistently being outperformed. So honestly, I think we could see an AlphaTauri going out of Q2.
Maybe even a Mercedes iQuicks is not put in a reasonable time yet.
And they've retired.
Yeah,
they've crashed.
That is him out. Speak of the devil. Commentator's curse.
Damn
right?
it, the Ferraris are both picking up. Is it No, it's Atix who's going to be the next car to go through there. Don't despawn car, please. I want to see the car. Come on, the viewers want to see the car. And they've pit. No. Oh, where is it? Where is it? Oh, I'm doing a terrible... And the two Williams... Oh, for the love of God. Both the cars behind the crash have all pitted. So back to Yuri, I guess. Yeah, and the car's gone.
And now the car is gone.
So we'll never know. Sorry, viewers, for that one. That's on me. I didn't get to the cars in time.
Another issue with Kai is invalidated another lap. So... Oh, I think he's going again. Yeah, he's going again right now.
That's interesting. Yeah, so that's one of the 5 cars out of Q1. So now I think it's fair to say Williams and Alfa Romeo will be the 2 that are gone. But Yuri's going very quickly at the moment with a substantial gap to Felix. So I think we could see Felix going out of this session.
Yep. Wow, there's quite some fast people in the bottom four. Apple Gamer is usually pretty quick, as well as Pollution Ball. Wushel is also quick. Nikai also. So
Strange, the amount of
I
people that
think
haven't set a lap.
I think if they manage to get a lap in, then I'm very certain that they will pass to Q. Oh, and Kai's just invalidated another lap.
That's not what they want.
Nope.
Up into the chicane.
That's quite.
Yeah, it's not looking good at the moment. They have to get back. I think it's fair to say they're gonna have to get back.
I think
to
he
the
has
pits
enough. I think he has enough fuel because I don't see an indicator yet.
now. Yeah, it depends how much. Well, it depends whether they're gonna run out. If they want to run out of fuel, because it's only what a lap left that the indicator comes up. So
I think he could even drive in lean if he wanted to.
That Rebel does not need to be at its finest to get through.
I think he'll make it. By the way, he's still got 4 minutes left. Even when you spend.
Is out on track at the moment. So and as I go to Pollution Ball, they've gone off track. Somehow didn't invalidate on my screen, but my screen may be broken. I don't know. I'm seeing purples everywhere. But yeah, let's see. What other? There's not really many details that you could put. For Q1, I might just leave it as just this. So I'm not great with the graphics for a full qualifying. When I'm not the one streaming, I just put as many graphics as I can on the screen because it doesn't really matter. But of course,
yeah,
I
only
imagine the viewers want
only
to see a good view.
Regarding tires.
As of course, Pollution Ball pits. I'm hoping for at least once today. Or is that say Ferrari that's going out onto a lap? It's Magic Alonso, followed by an Alfa Romeo of Atix. Or Atix,
I'm not sure why he
to
went
say.
out. He's got a 2-second gap to. Well, yeah.
Maybe they're old tyres. Maybe just trying to get another lap in. Let's see. No, they're fresh. So, I'm not sure. No, maybe they're not fresh. Ignore me. I don't know.
I think this has gone quite unnoticed, but it's a Racing Point 2 and 3 at the moment.
Yeah. Oh, that's a spin. Big spin. For fell Magic Alonso. Into the walls. And Jamil retires in the pit lane though, so it's all good. He's going back onto the track. Luckily no cars coming, I don't believe. It's actually their teammate behind them. I mean, there was no need to set a lap. But the other Ferraris also out on track at the moment. But Ferrari are doing very well at the moment.
Oh,
that's going to be a big... Oh, that's going to go badly wrong. Into the wall backwards.
Fortunately, he didn't retire because he wouldn't be able to set the lap in Q2.
If you crash on track, then that is your session over. Is that a spin from an AlphaTauri of Felix? Well, they've been in the gravel because they've got very dirty tyres on that car. But yeah, everyone seems to be struggling a lot at the moment. Maybe the track conditions just aren't with them at the moment. So, I think we could definitely see a Racing Point on the front row of the grid. I just think Legend has got too much of an advantage to quite be sort of beaten onto pole. I mean, I think it's fair to say Legend, unless they crash, has got every pole position this season. Okay, has there been... is there any high downforce tracks on the Canada?
Oh, he's... Never mind, sorry.
Any high downforce tracks on the, like, very high downforce tracks?
Well, Monaco. Basically, every calendar is every round will be on the calendar
okay.
following next round because a second season on this game wouldn't fit.
Okay. So that means that Monaco, Hungary, Japan. I think Red Bull can definitely challenge for a win at those high downforce tracks because Red Bull have the best aerodynamics package of all the teams now. However, I believe best chassis and engine does go to Mercedes.
Yeah.
And they've crashed out the session. That is Magic Alonso out of the session on track, I believe that was. Or am I wrong?
No.
I'm so stupid. Ignore me, please.
He's still driving.
They've done it in the pit lane. It's the other Ferrari that's just spun. This is not good. That's not what I want. That's not what I want.
currently the ones in. It's gotta hurt when you're P19 with a crash.
Yeah.
I mean, it will be an exciting race for him tomorrow. There's so much traffic for KJ right now.
Yeah.
He's on his last lap. Oh, he goes through. Just about.
What can I do here?
Don't invalidate this lap. Oh, look at how
So
cautious
close.
he was.
And P2. Wow! Wow! Ladies and gentlemen, we have a fight at the front. That's amazing. This is where we find out Legend was like full tank of fuel or something, or in lean. But at the moment it's looking good. It's looking good. Ismail is not very happy in the comments, as you would imagine. So sad.
And Ballinger has stopped his lap. Yeah, he ended his lap.
I mean, this is looking much more like real life now, the grid. Like, we've got the one Ferrari doing great, who I think is on a lap at the moment.
Nick
and
is
that
the only
Ferrari-
one to push out, be able to push out
Actually, yeah.
Yuri right now.
Crucible out.
I didn't even notice. But yeah, he's out.
Crucible, the Q3 man himself. And Nick, oh, so close.
Oh.
I mean, a second off, but that's not really close. But still, let's pretend it was close. But Pollution Bowl, Mr. Saturday so far this season, has not even been out of Q1. I mean, I know that Ballina's very quick, but compared to each other, I don't think there's that big of a gap between the two of them. I mean, I may be wrong from seeing them in other leagues. They've looked fairly similar, if not the same. Yeah, as Q1 over.
I think Ballina might have practiced a little bit more than.
It's possible.
Yeah.
So, last on the grid will be iQuicks in the Mercedes. Then, so that's 3 Mercedes-powered cars in the drop zone. And how, after the new patch, so the last thing you'd expect to see more Mercedes-powered cars in the bottom 5 than Ferrari-powered cars. Although you've got to give credit to the Renault-powered cars that are all through into Q2. Very strong for them.
All Honda cars as well?
Yes, all
yeah.
Hondas, yeah, both AlphaTauris got through. Yeah, big gap between 15th and 16th, almost a second, which is a huge gap to see between the two. But yeah, up at the front of the session, it does look like KJ versus Legend.
Yeah, it's quite exciting to be able that someone is able to challenge Legend at the front now.
Yeah, it is. We're not used to it. I think if that's the genuine pace difference, I'm glad that KJ is not in a Mercedes. Because if that's how close they are on a Red Bull, I mean, Legend would be very much the Bottas in that team. Maybe Legend just wasn't pushing in that session, but based off of that first session, that's what it would appear to be. Yeah, as some of our Q1 runners leave the session.
Okay, so I think many drivers will go out on medium tires, and that's a Haas. Is he on medium tires? No. What?
I mean, I think Haas have just gone. No chance of getting through into Q3 on the mediums. Let's not even bother trying to. Let's just go out on the softs. Because I mean, yeah, the medium strategy is hugely quicker around here.
This is a strategy I used to do. I just went out on medium tires and then baited everyone into going. Go on to soft tires and then baited everyone into going.
Really?
Softs as well, but it never succeeded.
Well, yeah. No top car has gone out on the softs. I think the biggest surprise so far is the McLaren that's currently fitted the soft tires, but doesn't mean they'll go out on them. They now changed them. Oh no, they don't. Sorry, I'm not having a good day so far. I'm like, that's a spin. That's Legend spun. What is it, a Mercedes today and spinning it?
That is not good for a tire wear.
As now an AlphaTauri catching up to the back of the Mercedes. But yeah, the teams that are currently, I think 4 of the 5 cars that are put on the softs are for sure going to need the softs to get through into the next session. Wuschel's probably going to need the softs to get into the next session, but you'd expect to see him at least try the medium run.
You can actually use your Q1 soft tires because because you'll get another set of softs
Of course, yeah.
tomorrow. So that's something different from F1, which you could try.
As I quick select.
So you'll save like an extra set of softs for the
Yeah.
Q3 session. So okay, another question for you. Who do you think will go out in Q2?
Well, I think it's going to be the drivers that got close to going out in Q1. It's going to be, I think, all three of the Alphas that have got through, so Alpha Tauris and the Alfa Romeo. I think it's fair to say they're looking pretty strong to not make it through, which is not very strong of them, really, but that's bad terminology from me. Yeah, they're all looking like solid suggestions for not making it through. 2 cars to join them, though, I think it's going to be very... I think we could see a repeat of Q1. Not where we see a Mercedes crash out, but where we see just a driver... The drivers that join them aren't necessarily the 2 slowest drivers, but 2 drivers that just either don't get a strong lap in, or crash out.
And Jamil spun.
So, looks like Red Bull could be joining the 3 other cars. Yeah. Jamil showing strong pace so far this season.
Yeah, he actually hadn't practiced.
And that's Legend off the track, backwards off the track. Okay, I may have been wrong. We probably will see a Mercedes out of this session at some stage.
He's done the exact same as Jamil. He probably clipped the inside curb, right?
I wasn't actually seeing it at the time. I just saw the Mercedes going backwards and knew something had happened. But yeah, that's not what you want. Really isn't what you want. Yeah, those medium tyres. You only get 1 set of mediums. I mean, they could be pretty badly damaged after 2 spins. You imagine as Felix goes top of the table, 32-1. Fairly decent lap time. Obviously nowhere near the front of the grid, but I don't think it's quite going to be enough for Q2.
During my practice session, I was able to manage a 30.6, so that's what you want as an AlphaTauri drive.
Really? Wow, that's a very strong lap time.
Yeah.
Legend just weaving just to kill his tyres even more, I suppose. Just trying to get heat into them, I assume. I assume the slides went designed. As yeah, that's a very strong lap from Sam.
Yeah.
Going almost a second quicker than their teammate. Is definitely a number 1 driver at that team. As Legend, wow, P4 from Legend after a spin.
That is a great lap time.
To start of the race, we're going to be having a look here at Legend and just looking at the fact that they've killed their tyres. I mean, they're going to struggle at the start. I mean, that's fair to say. Because worn mediums, I mean, they're going to be even worse than just fresh mediums. So if the driver does get through into I mean, all KJ Elting needs to do now is get through on just get through on the mediums on their first attempt. Getting on the grass on entry, that's brave. Perhaps a bit more cautious this time from Legend. But yeah, all Elting needs to do now is just get through first attempt on their mediums, and they've already got almost a 2-lap advantage over Legend. And that's a McLaren that spins. It's Ashy Boy. A lot of spins so far. Strange.
Yeah, maybe the drivers haven't... Oh, Legend almost a spin. But maybe the drivers haven't practiced China too much.
Perhaps the temperatures are quite different to time trial. So perhaps they're expecting more grip than they're having.
Could also, but maybe very unlikely, be due to the performance update. It's a bold statement to make. But,
yeah. Well, perhaps they've just modified all the engines to be it. But to be fair, the way code as that's a 131.0, that I don't think that'll be enough to get through from Legend. I just don't think that's because they're only a 10th ahead of an AlphaTauri. As Legend nearly spins, those tyres are dead on Legend's car. They are not working. I mean, they've spun twice, and this is their 3rd flying lap. I mean, would you want? Honestly, these tyres are starting to look worse than softs at this rate. It's not looking good. But yeah, I don't think that's enough. I just really don't think that's enough. Is that to Red Bull off, and it's Jamil?
That's Jamil.
Let's watch a bit of Eltink here, see what he's doing. See what they're able to do. Let's see if they spin through here.
Oh, sixth gear?
Yeah, I thought maybe that's like an esports move or something. These guys are much better drivers than me. I wasn't going to question it, to be honest. Yeah, just, you know, killing the engine. They thought, make it fair. Legend has dead tyres, I'll kill my engine off. Make it a fair fight. Yeah, very tiniest lock-up there. But yeah, these guys are the quickest of the quick. Well, from what I've seen. This is where the race tomorrow, they all crash out. To be fair, they've spun that many times, who knows. But to be fair, both Mercedes spun last race and they managed to get a 1-3. So, Mercedes flexed their muscles there. So that is Carem. Only P3 on the mediums. AlphaTauri look like they're going to ruin everyone's day at this rate by just being there on the soft tyres and just messing everyone out. So, let's see, what is Elting able to do? And it's P2! Wow.
So close once again.
I mean, I think this time we're going to give the edge to Legend, who was on 2-lap-old tyres that had already spun twice. So, unless there was a mistake from Elting, who knows?
Yeah, so, as I guessed, Elting lost all the time in Sector 1, because at the turns 1 and 2 he was just not at the apex at all. He was never at the apex at any point in the corner.
As at the moment in the drop-off area, it is Puerord. Sorry for the mispronunciation. I thought I'd give it a go. As speaking of that's Monster going up to P4. So Strong like that to go ahead of their teammate now. I mean, they really want to get for on the mediums, but as I said, the soft tyre runners may just want to ruin their day. Yeah, at the moment in the drop zone, as it has now changed, it is Yuri in P11, then it is Bo in P12, Ashy Boy in P13, Wushel in P14, and Jamil in P15 at this stage. So, I think it's fair to say that Jamil you'd expect to get out of there as Wushel's just gone out to put both Ferraris in the drop zone. Out. As Bo now goes to P8. There we go, and that was on the medium tyres. As Jamil is 8 tenths off their teammate. Wow. Jamil has gone from the #1 driver at Red Bull to not so much the #1 driver at Red Bull. You'd have to imagine there's some sort of mistake on that lap for Jamil, because he's a good driver. He's not 8 tenths down, I don't think.
Yeah, he lost already 3 tenths in the first sector, so maybe just lacking confidence.
Could this become the new Alex Albon and Max Verstappen?
Possibly.
Yeah, this could be interesting. We now really, I think in the form of Elting, we really have a driver now that can challenge the Mercedes cars. Very much like Verstappen has. It's kind of sad to see, you know, 2 rounds in before we see a driver challenge the Mercedes. But, yeah, I mean, Bo challenged them last race to win, leading a few laps, but just didn't have the pace on the soft to hard strategy, which in the end didn't quite look like the best way. It was hard to tell, really. Of course, with the Mercedes spinning, you couldn't really tell if it was a straight fight or not, and obviously with the pace difference of the 2 cars. But yeah. To be fair, we could be sort of hyping up Elting here, and it turns out the Red Bull's just massively increased in pace, and Jamil's just made massive mistakes on his laps. So it could be the Red Bull is just now very quick. I mean, we've seen the performance charts, but
yeah,
based off of Codemasters, they could be
felt very good. So
does look like quite a good car.
So yeah, I could give, if you want, I could give a summary of each car so far.
Go for it.
Okay, so the Mercedes quick in a straight line has very good front downforce and medium rear downforce.
As Elting, sorry to interrupt, has just gone P1 on a 30.8, and yeah, well, we have a fight. We have a fight. Hopefully, it doesn't swing in the way of Elting domination. That wouldn't be too great. Yeah, carry on with your description of the cars.
Yeah, okay, so the Red Bull is decent in a straight line, has not that good front downforce as Mercedes has, but the best rear downforce so far of any car on the grid. And moving on to the third best car, that is Racing Point, quick in a straight line. I believe I'm not quite sure about its downforce, but in the low speed corners it's really unstable. So that is a worry. And then moving on to the McLarens. I haven't driven this one actually, but I assume it's decent in the straight line, just a little bit better than the Honda powered cars. I believe its chassis is a little bit worse than the Renault, because the Renault is quite stable. So that's also your analysis on the Renault. Then the Ferrari, the fourth best car, is surprisingly quite fast in these fast corners. They really have enough downforce to take on these fast corners, but they're the slowest in a straight line. And the rest, I didn't really practice them yet. That is your analysis on each, or a part of every F1 2020 car.
That's very interesting to hear. The one I picked up on a bit, and I've heard a lot of this, and of course in the recent years, Racing Point have been the team to beat in a straight line. They've always been the best in a straight line. However, this year, and I feel like this has gone under the radar a bit, since they've changed their concept, I feel like they're now sort of very much a downforce car rather than a top speed car. So you look at their pace at sort of the slower speed tracks compared to the compare a Silverstone or a Monza to the Hungaroring, which is sort of Hungary has got a sort of a fairly it's Monaco without barriers. It's quite a relatively high downforce track, and yet Racing Point got third and fourth on the grid there. And you look at tracks like Monza and Silverstone, where they weren't quite there. So it seems that, to me at least, the Racing Point have very much switched up with their Mercedes concept, where they're strong, from the top speed to sort of being more of a cornering car. And if you look at, I mean, the only outlier to that for me is really, well, two things. It's Stroll getting the podium in Monza, but I think it's fair to say he wouldn't have got that without the incidents, let's say. And of course Austria, which I think it's fair to say is quite a top speed track, and yet Racing Point were very strong there. But of course at the start of the season it seemed like the Racing Point was on the few midfield cars that didn't break down every few minutes, so perhaps that's how they got where they were. Back into the session though, bottom 5, Felix.
Magic Alonso is giving a slipstream to his Ferrari teammate.
Interesting.
Buyerud's under threat.
Yeah, Magic Alonso looks pretty safe. Ferrari gonna have to go through on the softs. It's not what they would have wanted. Sam D, can we point out how underrated his performance has gone? I mean, he's done great. He's up in P3 at the moment. He's ahead of a Ferrari. And okay, we'll get that. It's a bow. Goes P1. I think it's fair to say we weren't expecting that lap time.
No.
I should have known the Ferrari. I know the Ferrari can do that lap time. I just missed the fact that everyone, all the other top guys, are on the mediums. Honestly, sometimes I kind of wish that the Q2 times they could say, you know what, we're going to keep the Q2 times at the final times, and we just so Ferrari on pole. That'd be great. As Legend is on the softs, but I'm not sure if they'll complete this lap.
Felix has crashed his car yet. Look at the left hand side.
Oh yes. Who's the next car to go through there? Is that Jamil? Jamil giving us a good view there. Who's the next car? It's a McLaren, and they're pitting. It's a Haas that's next.
Tires.
Ballina, and the car's been already. Great. How's Ashley Boy ended up there? Wait a minute. How's Ashley Boy ended up there? They're the wrong way just before the finish line. That takes skill. But yeah, Legend hasn't finished their lap time. They've given up there. But yeah, we have our bottom, as Legend has retired in the pit lane, luckily. Yeah, our bottom 5, there's 2 McLarens in there. There's 2 McLarens in there. I mean...
Yeah, on the medium tyres.
They've messed up here, haven't they? I mean, unless it turns out that the strategy is overwhelmingly quicker. Because I know it's obviously quicker, but I imagine that the guys who started on the soft would just try and take them as long as they can and just try and fight the tyre wear.
Yeah. All right.
But yeah, our bottom. Well, let's go through the entire order, shall we? Bo gets P1 at the end of Q2. I think it's fair to say that surprised us all. KJ Eltink P2. Red Bull, are they here to fight? Legend P3. AlphaTauri of Samdi in P4. Well, Sam will be happy with that lap time, I'm sure. Only 4 attempts off a Ferrari. I mean, that's unheard of stuff. And actually ahead of the other Ferrari. And I'm going to quickly skip now to the bottom 5 because we've run out of time. So it's Henk in the Renault, Felix in the AlphaTauri, Wushel in the McLaren, Yuri in the Alfa Romeo, and Ashy Boy in the McLaren. So we had 3 Mercedes cars go out in Q1. We had 3 Renault cars go out in Q2. This is unheard of stuff here. But yeah. The Renault powered car is very much in sort of that midfield pack though, so you kind of expect them there. Also, it's nice to see Ard Apple Gamer not qualifying last. That is good to see.
That is a new one.
I mean, watch them now sort of crash into 5 different people and get like a disqualified from qualifying. So you never know. That's sort of my luck, to be honest. Brief pause for a second. Very sorry for this. Just quickly do something. So I'll be quick as I can. Nearly done. And it's done. Sorry about that one, ladies and gentlemen. And we're back onto the live feed. Sorry, I was turning my notifications off because they kept popping up with a big black box in the corner. I probably should turn them off before. Yeah. My bad. Yeah, I thought I'll give you a Q3 without. I hadn't noticed it before. But I just noticed it because I was getting a few in a row then. I was like, oh wait, no, you guys are missing the entire timing screen here. Yeah, I'm going to assume that everyone is going out.
Except 2 drivers.
Yuri did a 132.0, so would have been through if it wasn't for their circumstances. So that Ard Apple Gamer going past cars. Lap was invalid. Sorry, okay. I was wondering whether I don't know whether they crashed. I couldn't remember what happened there. But lap was invalid. Then maybe it wasn't a very legit lap. So I could cut every corner on the lap and get a 32.0. But I understand what you mean. So yeah.
Yeah, it could be like just like, an oversteering moment, and then
yeah, you know, you actually lose time and you still invalidate. They're the annoying ones, but they're understandable really, because I mean it's fair. You use too much track, you should be punished.
Yeah, too wide last corner could be oversteering.
Shame. And Alpha, that would have been strange seeing another like back of the grid car into Q3. But today, that job is filled up by Sam, who was doing that for us today. AlphaTauri isn't quite back of the grid, but actually no, we've got a Haas. Actually, sorry, I've completely missed Ballina. I'm so sorry there. So we've got a Haas through. This is strange stuff here. This new performance update has changed nothing for the Haas team, who have once again got 1 car into Q3. But yeah, as the car's at the final corner, backing up a bit to try and get laps in. Is it Jamil first on track? No, it is KJ Elf. I know he's out on that lap. And the Ferrari, so it is in fact Jamil who's first on track. I know it's Ballina. Ignore. I'm off. Wait, no, is it? No. Wait, no, it is Ballina. It's Ballina. Okay, so Ballina first on track at the moment as they pass Buerrod in. How bad was that pronunciation? Out of interest. Dreadful.
Well,
I'll
it
go
was
back
okay.
to calling Bo.
Yeah, just Bo is better.
Yeah, it's you know, it's just. And also, it's better when they're battling because Bo's shorter. I mean, that was a big slide there from Ballina.
Yep.
I'm sure I'm ruining every single name. Oh, that's almost a spin. Wow, that was a close one there. And I believe they're pretty. Well, that looks like they're pushing, and they're gonna get a big block there from the Red Bull. Who was that?
KJ.
That was KJ. I mean, I don't know what the stewards will think of that, but I think it's fair to say there goes KJ's chance at pole. They may get the quickest lap time, but I don't know what you think of that. But to me, that was a pretty clear and obvious block.
Yeah. Before. Oh, they're so. Yeah, they're in the way of Legend. Oh. Why are they battling here? Okay, so my opinion was well, Balliner and KJ and I were in a party just before the race, and they wanted to give each other slipstream, so I suppose that's what happened.
The issue was that it happened in the... And Balliner did have to take avoiding action. So,
Yeah,
as comes
but
when Eltinker's invalidated their first lap before it even begun. So, great job there. But yeah. So, P1 at the moment is Legend. On a 29.4. I think it's fair to say that is definitely a contender for pole position. 29.8 for Monster, which is just insane.
Mr. Pullman himself is contender for pole.
Yeah, you know, it's a shock. The Mercedes, the driver that's won the first 2 rounds, he's fighting for... What is this?
2 fastest laps, 2 wins, 2 pole positions. He's fighting for pole.
It's insane, isn't it? It's almost like he's, you know, the quickest guy at the moment. Although that could all change. Monster, though, I feel like putting in a great job at the moment. P2 only 4 tenths off. Less than 4 tenths off. Which for a racing point is a bit of a shock. I'm going to take off the tyre graphic because, I mean, we can all guess that they're on the soft tyres. Is there not? That's kind of on them. Yeah, so that is very close at Q3 at the moment. Strangely close at the moment. The entire, I mean, I know it sounds silly, but all covered by 1.8 seconds. It sounds huge, but considering this is realistic cars, it's actually quite close. Yeah, and I imagine a lot of these guys are going to go quicker. Or is there a bit of blocking going on there? It's hard to tell because I had the great off-board camera view that was just the on-board looking backwards. Yeah, that may have been...
Oh, that's a great view.
So that's all good. It's a good view, but it's a view that you want when you want to look backwards. Something I feel like this game should have is with the onboard cameras, you should be able to switch between all of them. So, like, because there's so many different onboards on the car, you should be able to switch between them yourself. You shouldn't have to, like... the off-board camera shouldn't be an onboard camera, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Project Cars 2 does it, where you can sort of... They're all separate camera views. So you can go with basically everything. Which I feel like is a good idea. You can have trackside, you can have onboard.
Yeah, the strange thing is that Codemasters, I believe, helped to make Project Cars 2, so I'm not really sure why they haven't implemented it into F1, but yeah, it's anyone's guess.
Yeah, it's strange. Yeah, KJ Elting currently on another invalidated lap time. I don't know what their plan is. I mean, they're in hot lap mode, so unless my game's broken again. I saw red sectors earlier. I saw purple sectors earlier. Maybe these are red sectors. Oh, and they're in neutral and they're revving the hell out. Yeah, this isn't the rev glitch. That was just a terrible exit. No
yeah,
offense.
I thought it was the rev glitch as well.
Yeah. I could tell though because you could actually you could work out by the actual sort of you could tell by the exit that the car was actually revving out. So now the only cars out on track are Ardapple Gamer on an outlap and Bo on a flyer at the moment, but they're not using ERS, so they're either bringing it to the pit lane or building up for a flyer. You'd imagine they're bringing it to the pit lane.
Yeah.
Yes, they are. So we just get to watch Ardapple Gamer do an outlap. But I must say that Renault is a good-looking car.
Oh yeah, it is. I like the blue stripe on top.
I love the blue. Just that sort of the yellow, black, and blue. It just works so well together. Yeah, and the number. I do love the number on the side of the Renault. That's the one thing I wish the F1 incorporated that I see a lot of in other motorsports. For example, NASCAR. I must admit, there's not many things I like about NASCAR, but there are like most of them. I'm a motorsport fan, so I like NASCAR end of sort of thing. I love any motorsport that's going. But one of the biggest things that I wish the F1 had from NASCAR is that sort of not the stupidly big numbers like NASCAR has, but much bigger numbers than F1 currently has.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean.
Because when you look at a NASCAR, but they know the NASCARs by the numbers, like because obviously their liveries change basically every race though over in NASCAR for some cars. Yeah, sort of. Especially it's head-on view, and it's not until that Renault hits a corner that I can see the numbers too. Because I can see above the car now, but just the black on the yellow, because the nose is so small, I can't tell that it's a 2. So if the two drivers had similar numbers, then you'd struggle. Yeah, massive lock up there from Ardapple Gamer. Definitely good to see them making it to make it through Q2 for a start. They've started last on the grid for the last 2 races. So this is very interesting to see where they're able to qualify. At the moment, it's currently last of the drivers that have set a lap time. But I think it's fair to say that I think they can stay ahead of Ballina, but I'm not sure they'll stay ahead of Elting, seeing as he's been contending with Legend all weekend.
Yeah, he just needs to get a lap in. He's only got one lap, so that is a problem. KJ has only one lap. So.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to have to not invalidate this one, which so far has been a struggle for them. Once again, the game is just showing me what DRS does. So I've just missed them going very wide because it was showing me what DRS does. Great. This game. And that's invalidated. And I believe that is our Apple Gamer session over because that's what's invalidated. They're going to have to save fuel and hope that they can get another lap in. Oh, they're still sort of the gears.
No, he doesn't have. His indicator is showing.
Yeah,
so.
that's true. So our Apple Gamer will be start. I mean, Ballina could get them now. I feel. So that is very interesting.
He's gonna have to do a monster lap here if he wants to get a bad lap time. But to be fair, the AlphaTauri Sam D has got quite a good lap time. A better lap time than Ardapo as well. So.
Yeah.
It's got.
As our Apple Gamer basically got a stop there to let through Jamil. As Elting has invalidated that outlap, and now they're just revving the hell out of first gear. I'm guessing they may have slightly overfueled the car. That's my best guess, and they're trying to get rid of a bit of it. As Legend on that lap now. So many drivers on that lap. Jamil is on a flyer at this stage. So
I know, right? Ballina is on his lap and KJ is giving the slipstream once again.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Inter-team, sorry.
Yeah, they're in the same esports team, so that's why.
Which esports team is that?
SHZ, Shazoo. Quite one of the best, especially on Xbox.
Into the braking zone goes Ballina. Gets the apex. That's the thing. Now, the more that I'm sort of commentating on bigger leagues, the more I'm seeing actual big esports teams. Because I've seen a couple from the league racing I've done, but they've never been sort of the biggest. As Ballina, unable to beat our Apple Gamer, so close. But once again, a Haas in Q3. I mean, that's great. I can watch Eltink's lap and just see if they invalidate. So let's see.
Yeah, he just does.
Could you watch Legend?
He always invalidates his first few laps. For some reason, he always does.
Okay, if I tell you Eltink Sector 1, could you tell me Legends when they go through Sector 1? So it's a 23, basically a 23.5 for Eltink.
Yeah. 23.5 is pretty good. And Legend does 23.578, so he's a 10th.
It was actually a 23.493, so it is... The battle is truly on. Will Legend invalidate? Our Sector 2 for Legend, it's 50.108.
I think you mean KJ, but...
oh, sorry.
Because,
my bad.
Yeah. Oh, Legend almost loses it. And he does a 50.261.
Oh, there's a 10th between them. Look at this. Slipstreaming for Eltink here. Down the back straight. KJ is getting a great slipstream from Ballina. Legend will not have the same. As now, let's see. I think this is going to be an amazing lap here from Eltink. Through the final corner, they don't invalidate it. Across the line, it's P1 by 4/10 of a second. What can Legend do? Coming out of the hairpin now. What can Legend do?
Oh, that's really wide.
Oh, rear end very loose. It's only a 29.2. Eltink's on pole. KJ Eltink is on pole position for the Chinese Grand Prix. We have a fight, ladies and gentlemen. Eltink versus Legend. The battle is truly on now. I mean, shout out to Racing Point, who got a 3 and 4 on the grid, out qualifying Jamil.
Amazing.
Ferrari 6th and 7th, both cars did get through into Q3, so Ferrari did have a decent qualifying there. If we had P6, not far, probably around where they would have been before the performance patch, around tracks like this. Sam doing a great job in the AlphaTauri. But yeah, I mean, I think I speak for all of us when we say we're happy that we're seeing a car challenge Legend. Let's hope it's not like real life where Red Bull gives us false hope. But I mean, it's hard to argue with a 2/10 gap. But also, it's a 5/10 gap to the car behind them. So, barring any, I mean, just crazy thought. Just it's esports at the end of the day. Anything can happen. Elton and Legend collide, crash out of the race. 1-2 for Racing Point. Throwing it out there just in case that happens. Yeah, your grid for the Chinese Grand Prix. Elting's on pole, Legend P2, Monster P3, Karem P4, Jamil P5, Bo P6, 7th for Magic Alonso, 8th for Sam D, 9th for Ride Apple Gamer, and 10th for Ballina. But of course, I'm assuming. I mean, to be fair, Ballina probably won't report the incident if they obviously are esports teammates. Then you'd imagine they won't report the incident. I don't know what the system is. If it's not reported, does it not get reviewed, or is it because we've seen it's reviewed? I don't know. I mean, it's on stream, so it's up to you.
Yeah, it's on stream. I could report it, but as well, I suppose I could call myself race director. I won't because I think communications between Ballina and Elting, there were some communications with between them. So
it's all good. To be fair, it affected Ballina. Ballina doesn't report it. I see no reason why anyone should get a penalty. So,
yeah.
I think Ballina's lap was already ruined at that stage after a mistake in the corner before. So, end of the day, was it blocking? Probably. Will it be penalised? Probably not. And that seems fair to me. But yeah, that is it for Chinese Grand Prix qualifying. As now we just have the race that's happening in the background of AIs. Already one car's jumped. Ballina preparing for tomorrow. Hugely into turn 1. But yeah, any comments from you from qualifying?
Surprising from Elting to just be able to fight with the Mercedes at front. Well, only one Mercedes because unfortunately for iQuicks he crashed out, so that will be one to watch out tomorrow as well.
Yeah, it will truly be interesting as we watch. Oh my. I mean, I've just witnessed 20 cars inside each other going for a flat-out corner. Yeah, leaving it at that, I think it's fair to say we've had a very entertaining qualifying session.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I must say I'm very much looking forward to the race tomorrow. So it seems like we'll have a race again. We had a bit of. To be fair, we've had strong races each race so far. Round 1, we had iQuicks taking the lead early in the race, but losing it when the soft tyres died off. Then, of course, we had last race where the Ferrari of Bo managed to get into the mix, but of course, just the Mercedes was too quick. And then tomorrow we'll have Red Bull versus Mercedes. Who will come out on top? That is the question. Yeah.
It'll be interesting.
It is going to be very interesting. Yeah, that's it from China. I hope you've enjoyed qualifying. So yeah, thank you for watching. Until tomorrow, goodbye.